Hi Virgo, hi. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so sorry. I've been gone for like ever, right? Where have I been? Um, okay, I just wanted to say quickly that some of you may know that I am a teacher. I teach at a university, and the semester has started. We've been going through trainings and all that last few weeks, so my schedule has been crazy. So it's just a matter of me getting back into a new schedule with all of the things that I have to do, which pretty much contains my actual teaching at school, which is full time all day, and then these lovely YouTube readings, and then personal readings. So yeah, and then my social life. Okay, can I have one? That'd be great. Sorry, that was me praying to God. But anyway, so thank you for being patient. Thank you for coming back. Because my time is much more limited, I will be now doing my readings a little bit more cold, in the sense that I turn on the cameras and I'm reading as is, as opposed to pre-reading a little bit. So that means that there may be a little bit extra downtime, but God bless us all. Divine timing is at work. Let's jump in. All right, so thank you. Yay! All right, thank you so much. Now you guys know what to do. Let's see if this reading is for you. This is for the month of April 2019 for our beloved Virgos. Alrighties, and I keep forgetting, I have a tripod. I can actually turn the camera. So let's try to do that. Alright, so Virgs, let's take a look over here. Alright. All right, so Virgo, what I'm seeing for you in the month of April 2019 is that you are actually moving into a place of, I guess, you're moving into a new place. You're a new way of being. Okay, for some of you, you may actually be moving somewhere physically, but what I'm seeing more is like coming into a higher echelon. I don't know how to explain that, but let's see how that opens up. So, Virgo, you may have found that you've been trying to, I guess, settle on a way to perceive of life, settle on a way of life. Maybe you're in a time in your life where you're just like, who do I want to be? How do I want to express myself? Where should I be? Where should I be expressing myself? How should I be? How should I be expressing myself? Virgo, I have to admit, every time I do these readings, you're reading, at least the messages that come through me for the certain Virgo collective, they always seem to be addressing a set of people, a set of spirits, souls that tend to be operating at a little bit of a higher, I don't want to say standard, but it's fine-tuned. I'm having trouble trying to express the feeling that I'm feeling in human language, but it's a little bit esoteric. It's a little bit higher. It's a little bit more fine-tuned. So anyway, yeah, thank you, angels. They're saying I'm right. Amen. So forgive me if my words are failing a little bit in this one, because it's just me trying to get that translation going. But I'm seeing that you're here to try to balance in your life right now what you want to be and what you should be, because to you, doing what you should be doing in terms of what spirit, your higher self, would love for you to do, because it would be the best expression of yourself, the best pleasure for you, I feel that, and helpful for others, I feel that that's what you're trying to accomplish. You see how this is like you literally trying to get it accurate. You're trying to do it right, okay? So that's where we find you here in this context of you wondering about that. Now, what I'm seeing is that you are going to be getting a certain perspective. You're going to be moving towards a certain perspective. If you haven't found it yet, it will be coming into your awareness in April 2019. How are you going to know that it's the right one? Perhaps you'll be seeing it modeled by somebody somewhere. You open the TV, you watch it, you're like, oh my God, this person's living the life I want to live. You could be walking down the street, you see something, and you're like, I wish I could be that. Now, what does that example mean? Like, you're walking down the street, God bless you, in a city, and you just happen to be passing by a construction zone that looks like it could use more safety measures, right? Maybe it's not marked properly, and you feel that, people walking by might actually get hurt because they're not seeing that demarcation between the construction zone and the street. And you would feel like that's where I need to lend myself to championing or making a change in this space here. And it would probably lead on to something else, some bigger bigger projects in that area of maybe safety in general, right? So that's an example. So please, in the month of April 2019, if it hasn't happened already, please keep an eye out for that perspective shift. I think that once you get that information, you get that shift, you're going to be, you're going to be working towards like finding, it's like a radar, not a radar, what am I saying, you know, those metal detectors, yeah, ding, like where to apply that, okay? Because you see this path, this person has these two rods and they're looking, you know, for water or whatnot. So you're going to be, in short, you're going to be, I guess we could put it this way, told what you'll be doing and how to do it and where to put your efforts, and then you'll be directed to a place to do that, okay? You can say it's God-given, it's a mastery project if you'd like, but either way, you're going to be of service. Now, I also see that during this process, you are going to be, let's see, you're going to be, hold on a sec, I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Thank you. Okay, I see that also during this process, along the way, there are going to be some things that are presented to you. Why? Because this is a new space for you. You're moving into new territory, okay? So for many of you, actually, I feel like if this resonates with you, this is going to be new for all of you. And it's going to be kind of cool. But because of that, there's going to be new territory. You start getting, for example, using that example, you start learning about safety measures, zoning laws, all that. And as a result, questions pop up, obstacles pop up, but I feel that you're going to be, there's a curious part of you, not just esotericism, but a curious part of you as a teacher that pops up, and you kind of want to dig deeper and deeper and find out about those things. Why? So that you can get rid of them. So I'm seeing, now this kind of word doesn't really pop up in my vocabularies often. It's not because I'm saying it doesn't exist, but I feel that everybody, when you throw words out like this, everyone's like, that's me, that's me, that's me. And it's not you sometimes. And the word I'm going to use is, drum roll, indigo, okay? I can hear some of you like, yes, I knew it, all right? So some of you, for whom this reading resonates, you may be an indigo, okay? You really, really may be an indigo. And what I'm seeing here is, thank you, Spirit, God bless them. What I'm seeing here is this is a scrying mirror, okay? But the way I'm seeing it is it's a magnifying glass. So the more you start to dig into this situation that you'll be presented with and have interest in, this looks like a cave going down that way. I've never seen it that way, but it looks like it. The more down this cave or this hole you go, or this research field or whatever, the more questions are going to come up. And I'm seeing that a lot of those questions are like, why isn't anyone doing anything about this? What the hell? What's up with that? And I think that those questions are going to lead to you being your indigo self and breaking down barriers, making new policies, doing new things, right? So again, this is, again, I don't want you to get all like, oh my God, I'm an indigo and a starseed from this system, and like, yes, you may well be, but please don't be one of those people getting stuck on that stuff. Get stuck on the action. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are, it matters what you're doing, okay? And sometimes who you are opens doors for you, sometimes it closes doors, but what I don't want it to do is to get in the way of you doing what you need to do, because for sometimes, like if you're like, oh, I'm a starseed from Orion, I'm this and that, and then you go down that path and trying to find out what those kinds of people are, and that's great. If it features in your sacred curriculum to do that research, do it. But for some people, it doesn't, and then it leads you down that way, and it becomes your identity, and then you're no longer thinking about how you need to apply yourself to what you're doing, okay? So again, everybody has their own sacred curriculum. So for some of us, it includes watching YouTube videos for guidance. For some of us, it includes talking to our grandparents for guidance, right? So there's no right or wrong. You just want to make sure that you are using your intuition and not getting stuck, because the path with the whole starseed and the light worker and all that stuff, we all could be that, right? But be careful that you don't fall down the ego trap, where now I am this starseed and I am this angel and I am this whatever, because it can serve to hinder your progress, okay? So that's for some of you watching, all right? So be mindful. Not all of you. For some of you, they're saying, yeah, you need to delve into this. Who are you? Where you come from? Right? So let's do a quick summary. Why? Because you guys are awesome, all right? Let's look. So, my dear Virgo, if this reading is for you, you should know already, because you are, the context we find you right now, where we find you right now, is that you're in a place in your life where you're trying to find out who do I want to be, and who should I be? So you're balancing, and that's a lovely question. In other words, what is the best use of my talents and my service here on earth? That simple question has led you to, it will lead you to a new perspective. Something is going to come into your life, if it hasn't already, to give you the answer to that. And once you get that answer, you're going to be actively trying to, and being led, by the way, to see where you should put that. The example that I've been using is that, for example, you're walking down the street and that you happen to see a construction zone in the middle of your city, and you're like, dude, hey, some kid's gonna run into this. Hey, this doesn't have a yellow line here. Hey, these people aren't wearing hats when they're working on the field. Hey, those boots don't look safe. Like, whatever it is that you see with your eye or what is presented to you, it's going to inspire you, and you'll know that. It's going to inspire you. Then you're going to be like, receiving guidance from spirit about where to go. So, hey, there are many construction zones, but which one do they really want you to work through? Because the path that they're going to put you on is going to lead to results. Once you get that idea and that location, you're going to start researching, doing your thing, whatever your respective project is. It could be anything under the sun, right? God is good that way. And whatever it is, you're going to get more questions. You're going to start doing more research. And the more you go, the more your passion ignites, the more your anger ignites, because it's like, hey, who's running this ship? I thought that there were laws to protect us, but I'm looking at these laws. These laws are not correct. They're actually doing more harm. They're not being enforced. They're good laws, but they're not being enforced. Or people are being silenced, and there's underreporting, all sorts of stuff. And the reason why you're being led down that hole is because you're awesome. They know that you're going to get invigorated. Many of you, if not all of you, are attracted to this reading are indigos, and you are going to hit that tower moment. You're going to bring the fury of the tower, this looks like a tower, doesn't it? Cool. Onto whatever unsuspecting, situation is going to lie ahead for you. So let's look at these three cards. They confirm what I'm reading, thank God. Right? Look, you're going to be receiving this guidance, okay? And all of this stuff, and it's going to lead to wisdom. Check that out. And look at this indigo color, beautiful. Oh, can you guys see? There's a woman's face here. Okay, look at this. Both ends, the candle burns, right? Not only does that show a before and after, telling me that you're more than trained to take this path. So if you ever have fear that, hey, I'm not educated enough, hey, I didn't do this, whatever, your whole life has been prepared for this. So don't worry about it. Whatever you needed to pick up, you will pick up. The path forward will maybe a rough one, God bless, because you're trying to work through institutions and whatnot. Some of you I'm seeing churches, a lot of you I'm seeing government, right? Whatever it is, classrooms, it doesn't matter. But so some of you, it might be higher learning institutions in the esoteric sense. So maybe a few of you viewers are part of an esoteric group of some sort. Some of you could be, I'm just seeing cosmic. For some of you, maybe not something related to this world, maybe extraterrestrial stuff. There are a lot of people who are part of what we would consider extraterrestrial, what's the word? Groups, federations, whatever we want to say, whatever. Everybody has their own thing. They know who they are, but the story's the same. If you're dealing with hierarchy and bureaucracy, boom, welcome to this reading, right? They're also showing that you're going to have whatever it is you need. You're going to be filled. You're going to be immersed in all of this information coming through for you to help you. And look, that's you going out into the world. You're emerging from this same learning soup, right? And you're emerging, and you are applying it to this world, right? So again, and you're going to be leaving behind. See these? Leaving behind some old structures of knowledge. Whoopsies. Yay, only one card dropped today. That's great. Usually the whole pack. All right. Okay, so let me put you gently back here, Virgs. So I think that this reading has just won an ability to be turned into a Virgo / whoever, reading. So let me write that down. Why? Because I feel that Spirit may direct more than Virgo peeps to this reading. And hey, do it, right? All right, let me take a quick sip of this tea. All right, so let's jump in again. Whoops. This is really tightly wound, sorry. All right. So, bing. Look. Look at all these colors. Look, that's you, right? Now, this is you waking up. You've just emerged from all of this new learning, and you're ready to apply yourself to this earth, right? And here you are being dried off, Virgo, getting ready. Okay, now let's see what's up here. Okay. Yes, with your knowledge. Thank you. All right. So I think, Virgo, that once you're ready to actually head out there, you will find that you're going to be moving from a place of, okay, what is this? What am I looking at? Just using the example of the construction zone. It could be anything, really, really, guys, it could be. But to marshmallow distilleries, I don't know. Does that even exist? It doesn't matter. But anyway, the process is the same. I feel that you will receive your papers, like what to do, your orders, whatever. You're going to get directed to learning. But I got to be honest, Virgs, you guys, and indigos in general, you guys don't need too many walking papers. You don't need too many dockets and addendums and all that stuff. They're just like, all right, here's your mission, blah, blah, blah. They give you the clipboard and you're on it. You're on it. So I see that even though you're given all of this information and here you're listening to it here, there's a lot of this where you're just going to be having to be on foot, just going to places, having a thought pop in like, who bottles this? Or who's the one who decides what a construction site should look like? And then you take it upon yourself to find out. You're the one who's going to do the foot traffic. And, for some part of this process, you may be the one, working alone, right? Until you meet up with like-minded people. But maybe some of you may be frustrated, like, why isn't anyone seeing this? Why isn't anyone else fighting for this? And you might feel happy when you finally see people out there who are fighting for the same cause that you are, people who are woke, let's say. But, I think that part of this is necessary for you to go alone with stuff. Why? Because you're working with an expertise and a perception and a perspective and a will and a desire and just a focus that so many people are not working with. Have you ever had a vision, like say in school, it's time to do a project, right? I like to work on my own for projects. Why? Because I don't know, I'm a lone ranger at times. I like to do my own thing. Why? Because I don't want to have to deal with this person slacking off, that person doing too much. I know what I want. I'm shy with talking about what I want. Of course, I know you're like, whatevers, right? But yes, I am. I could be better with my conflict and better about championing my causes. But at the end of the day, I know what I want. And I don't want the negotiation part and the dealing with the teamwork to get in the way of what I want to do. And yes, teamwork helps. Spirit saying, yes, thank you, Spirit, because I know teamwork helps, but there's a certain time when you know better and you want to lay the foundation, and then you bring teams in and people to help you. Gracias a Dios, right? And so what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is sometimes you may find that you're working on this alone, but I want you to know that in those moments, know that you are the best person for that job, okay? Unless, my dears, you're doing too much. And Spirit is trying to say, let this person in because they know this better than you for this stage of your project, right? And then you're like, no, I can do it. No, I can do it. So constantly, indigos, check the ego, okay? Check the ego. Ask your angels. They're sitting right next to you, okay? So just so you know, at any given time. Anyway, let's move on. So I see that once you get started, you're gonna really delve into that. Look at these two cards. You just waking up, stretching out, getting ready, and look at your knowledge right here. Knowledge bank, straight up. This is you starting off and then eventually being like, what the hell's going on? These people are not knowing, and then you're chained because sometimes it feels like you can't move fast enough because of bureaucracy. But then look at you. This is that same person now awake, alive, vibrant, dynamic, using your own defenses, using your own education, using your own skills, using whatever comes to mind in the physical world, and hopefully still staying open to being moved by spirit. But I see Spirit moving you anyway. You're the front lines person, okay? And that's where you're going to find yourself. And I think that part of it, you're probably going to hate to hear this, Virgs, or maybe you'll like it because, or anyone listening, but Virgo, maybe you might like it because you guys like details and all that stuff. I bet there are a lot of Virgos in bureaucracy, okay? Not saying it that way, but come on, let's be real. But look at this. There's going to be some paperwork you might have to sift through, and I think you might hate that, like, I just want to get on the front lines and do my stuff, But The devil is in the details, so to speak. Okay, guys? So please make sure that whenever you're trying to tear down a wall or trying to tear down something, you can't just run in there with a wrecking ball. You have to tear down the master's house, sometimes from within the house. I know that sounds cray-cray, but it's true. So my point is, pay attention to paperwork. Understand what you're dealing with. Understand why that paperwork came to be, because remember, there was a time when things were completely unregulated and people died and people were hurt and people did all sorts of stuff. Remember the Hoover Dam, God bless? Do you know how many people are freaking buried in there somehow? So think about all the people who have died along the way and given their spirits, and not their spirits, given their bodies and their lifetimes to furthering regulation. So when you're up here, this is ego checking, when you're up here, my dear indigo, trying to tear down institutions, yes, institutions have run amok, but remember, there's a reason why those things have come to be. So please don't go and, pardon my French, shit on, the headway that other souls before us have made to try and create regulations. Okay, it's just like people, have made guns, but they didn't tell you to go shoot anybody, right? Guns were created for a reason, to defend yourself. But in today's world, right, we definitely do need to reassess that and reassess how we're using guns. And that's where you come in. So reassess what it is that you're looking at, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We all know that indigos, if left unchecked, carry so much anger that they always run the risk of losing the audience in the way that they're delivering their message. Please deliver the message in a way that is going to be perfect, right? Don't turn people off because of your message. I want people to learn a thing or two, so I'm going to blow up this building. No, you're not. That is the quickest way to get shelved spiritually and called back out from the field. Like, get back over here, Johnson. What are you doing out there, right? So please be mature in how you approach this. Look at for example, in the construction stuff, go look at the zone, think about what you see that's wrong, write it down. Those are your notes, right? Then go look at the regulations. What are the laws? Then go further. What's not being enforced? If it were enforced, would it actually help? If look at these things, assess it, speak to the victims, look at the situation, and then you move forward. Not like, hey, no one's wearing hats. I'm going to organize a rally tomorrow, because let me tell you, dear God, as I sit here or stand or kneel, because I'm actually kneeling on my bed, don't ask, that is the quickest way for spirit to pull you up. Like, you don't just go in like a wrecking ball. This is maturity here. So let's try and get it. Okay. All right, let's move on. Anyway, I think that, let's see. All right, so you're going to be dynamic. You're going to be looking at things carefully, because God bless, that's how you are. And as you do that, you're going to be liberating people along the way. Now, don't get into your ego. I'm a liberator. No, that means by you holding your space and doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be shedding light on things that are going to then inspire other people, and they're going to get to work and they're going to do their thing. And it's just a track of inspiration, just like somebody may inspire you to action. It doesn't mean that they're like God or something. No, we're just all working together. All right. Okay, I see some of you spying. Not spying, but I see some of you actively like following people, whether you're following politicians or just following to like check up on things, or just, whatever. Keeping a safe distance, but looking. Could be observing, it could be monitoring, could be anything. And I see you guys moving full speed ahead. I see for some of you, you might be separating yourself from a group you're already with. And let me say that as I'm seeing that here, this is a beautiful card, dear God. This is the Chariot card, right? Amen, it's gorgeous. But what I see whenever I see this card is, look, it's severing this. Like, this is you, and look at the flag on your side. It's almost like you're saying, like, yes, I've been with this group, but this group no longer serves my needs, or this group has lost its vision, or just whatever, I'm going it alone. So for those of you who may be part of a group and may no longer be vibing with that group, I see you going it on your own and taking the world by storm. Look at this Queen of Wands. She came to win. That's a warrior right there. I love this card. She's gorgeous. Yeah. she's in full makeup and stuff, but do you think she cares about makeup? No, that makeup there is to show you who she is, not not to show you what she looks like and my lipstick and all that. No, she's like, I'm coming for you. So you are definitely getting your paint on, your war paint and everything. And I think you're going to be doing a lot of spring cleaning. I think that if you do this right, you're going to start in your own home. So for example, if you're like, why are we using so many BPA products, right, in our plastics and all that? First thing you do, you get in your closet and you start clearing out. No, first thing you do is your research, okay? As I told you. And then I see that you're going to be starting to apply this to your life. You're going to start to assess this. Warning, please do not engage ego, okay? Do not be that person walking around to all your friends, oh, this is BPA, oh my God. Do you know what this does to people? And you have 3 kids, what are you doing? Please focus on you. Let God direct you to where you need to get on your pulpit. And never get on a pulpit, because you don't need it, you know? So just focus on getting your knowledge. Focus on thinking about what kind of life you want to have for yourself. And then create that life. Focus on using inspiration as a tool. Inspire people into what it is that they need to do or what's best for them, because everyone has their own sacred curriculum, okay? It's just that's the network. Now I know part of you is like, what? That's not enough. I need to blow up this school. I need to blow up this newspaper. No, you do not need to do that, some of you, okay? I know some of you are like, who would do that? Many people listen to these, okay? The variety is out there, okay? So for those of you, okay, look, this is saying let God do a lot of the heavy lifting. Also, know that part of your project requires you to listen to spirit. Who do you think is giving you these orders? It's not your anger. It shouldn't be your anger, and it shouldn't be your sense of indignation and this and that. Those are not emotions you need to be walking with. You need to connect, get quiet, get inside of yourself, allow information to come through, and you also have to have faith that if your message falls on deaf ears, it's possibly designed to get you to be stronger and more resolved. It's possibly designed to teach you that you can't help everybody, or you can't train everybody, and sometimes you're not destined to help that person. Now let me put it this way. I know better than to sit and force someone who's into science and they've made their whole life in science and it's just this and that and everything is, whatever, cause and effect, time is linear or whatever, relative or whatever it has been going on in that field. I'm not going to force them to sit and watch these readings, unless if that's what they want, then they do it. But I understand that there are many avenues to get to people. Ego takes us out of the desire and the feeling that we have to tell people how things should be. And that's where religion goes wrong. It's not religion, it's the people, okay? People who are misapplying this. So please know that all your job is to do the research. You see the issue, you get put into that field, do the research, start taking actions that you feel guided to take, and allow spirit to lead you. Here's that leading again. Allow spirit to lead you to where you need to be. So for me, I don't even market for this, for example, my Etsy shop and stuff. I just do my YouTube readings because I told spirit earlier, listen, I'm just here. I'm going to let you, God, take care of all my clients. I'm going to let you take care of all the timing. I'm going to let you take care of the pricing, all of that stuff. Because that way I allow myself to be moved. And I don't get into this feeling where if business slows down, I'm like, oh no, I have no money. Or oh, this person this and this person that. Or no, that's not my business. Okay, so please try, if this reading resonates with you, please try to get to that place where you get unattached to the outcome, but you focus on where you're destined to go, where you're asked to go, okay? So now that that's there, I feel like here's you. I feel that this is going in the order that you should be going, by the way. Now that I've told you that, now here's you. You've been armed with the mentality that they're asking you to have. You've got the commitment, you've got the will. I think you're going to have the project there. That's the project, okay, that they're going to give you. God bless you. And this is the mentality that they're trying to get you to have. And they're saying that what you have is of real value in the back. So maybe some of you may be like, well, I already have a project and no one's listening to me and I don't understand and this and that and that and this. But that's because there's a part of your approach that was probably missing. Like, divine timing. Maybe you needed to, maybe something somewhere in the world had to happen first. And then you had to see it on the news. And then you had to get inspired. And that's this, right? Every time something happens, it inspires other people. It touches their life. It activates, that's the word, it activates certain parts of their charts. So I feel that you're going to be doing some stuff that's going to activate people as well, just like you've been activated for your project, whatever it is that you're working on. But you have to get out of this idea, like no one's listening, and that's not your concern in a sense. You make sure that you align yourself with the project, you get the ego out of the way. Look at these are accolades. Please don't worry about accolades lining your chest because, it's just like Navy SEALs. We know about Navy SEALs, right? But can you name a Navy SEAL? Maybe, because you probably know one. But the point is, when they're really doing their work, they're supposed to get in and get out. And on top of that, there are people who are in black ops and all sorts of even more discreet things. Remember Jason Bourne? They don't exist. I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but anyway, my point is they don't exist. They will never have the accolades. So in your line of work, please take your mind off of having accolades. You're focused on your project, enforcing what it is that you're here to do. You know that what you have is of value, what you have to offer is of value, and you know that as long as you're aligned with spirit and having the mindset we just discussed, and then some, right, you'll be more than ready, okay? They're saying that once you start to do that, they're saying some of you, all right, are going to be moving into a teaching position. Look at these little fishkins, cute, coming in. And look, she's touching this fish and it's changing its tail, right? So they're going to come to you for training, or they're going to come to you, you're going to have a discussion, they're going to go off into their part of the world or their part of the city and start doing that, right? I'm seeing some of you getting into not like a mother or father figure for this movement or just whatever you're doing, but definitely somebody to consult with. Definitely someone who has done their time. They've learned what they've amassed enough knowledge that people are going to come to you and consult. I'm seeing respect. I think a lot of people will respect you for what it is that you do. Remember that respect is built when you give yourself a foundation of integrity. So please focus on building that integrity. This is your integrity line, okay? That line right there. And so I see a lot of you coming into this place where see her right here? Here she's full dynamism, full. But look at her here. Now there's dynamism, but she's still dynamic. Look at her hair. But look at the wisdom. And look at these little fishkins. They're able to come in and because the water isn't so crazy. Can the fish be existing here? No. But you have come to a place, or will come to a place, if not in April, then eventually, right, where you're able to direct these people. Now, I also want you to know that for some of you, you may already be at this place, okay? And so, I don't know who's watching, but some of you may already be at this place. Some of you may be at the beginning. So either way, all right. Give me a sec, okay? Oh, good. Thank you, Spirit. I see that this is also for some of the other of you, because remember only some of you, and I felt that I had to belabor that, which I did. Some of you will be moving into teacher mode, but I'm also seeing that the others of you, or some others of you, this card represents you building a team where you're the leader, right? You may not be the leader, but it looks like leadership here. Don't worry about leadership, by the way. That's ego stuff also. But look, you're going to be joining a team or amassing a team, building a team. And I see that here. And once you have your team, look at you and your bird friends. Once you guys come together, you solidify the message, right? You make sure you're all on the same message. Here's a little warning again for you guys. See this little coin-looking thing in the back? The circle? Please think of it as this. Ling. Please see it as this. Ling. Okay? The point here that I'm trying to make is always keep the vision first. What is it that you guys are serving? You're serving, I don't want to sound all religious, but you're serving the Lord. You're serving humanity. You're serving something higher than yourselves. Okay? In other words, you're being of service. Please don't focus on the ego. Let your ideology be the thing that unites you. But please, I don't even want to, oh God, I'm so scared. I don't even want to use the word ideology because I just feel like some of you watching may be a little, no offense, but zealots, a little bit of zealotic. Now, please do not go off on a tangent because I really, like, this isn't my tone. This isn't how I naturally talk. It's the spirit that's coming through me that I'm feeling it, and it's rushing out. So forgive me if you're, like, offended. But please do not get puffed up. Like, oh, my God, yeah, that's right. I have something to teach this world. Yeah, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to, blah, 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 and just tell me when to go. No. You're focused, so I'm afraid with the word ideology, because that alone sounds so fixed. It sounds so better than, it sounds so, and please just don't get into that mode. Let's change it. Let's change the word. Oh, God, sorry. Sorry, the frustration that I'm feeling is because of the energy that I'm feeling, because I'm feeling it, okay? Think about it this way. Wow, we all share, let's look at this card, which just so conveniently happens to be here, right? Thank you, Spirit. Look at this card. Look how freeing it is. Look at all these little lights. Bing! Wow. Let's talk about this one. You could be part of many groups, many situations. These are other people out there in the world, out there in the existence of all that is. But you're like, ding! I want to work on this, and you get some friends. You guys work together. You all are putting, spirit first. You're all taking that time out to meditate, to get grounded, to live your truth, to be in integrity, to run through the integrity line. And that's where you guys are. And you want to use that foundation of integrity to champion a certain cause, right? The cause doesn't drive you. You are the foundation. And from that foundation of truth and wanting to help others, you adopt a cause. Please understand that, okay? And if you have concerns and you don't understand what I'm trying to say, number one, email me about it, okay? Because I really just feel like I don't want some of you going off on this tangent and getting blown up, because that's when spirit kind of like leaves your project. And number two, look at this cute ant, all right? Let's let him do his thing. But you know what I mean? Whenever you're talking about aligning with spirit for a spiritual project, you must be aligned with spirit. Because if you're no longer aligned with spirit and you're aligned with your ego, they're like, bye, deuces, they're no longer working with you. And that's just how it is. Okay, so please, not to belabor it or sound like weird or strange or like, all hard about it, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to keep it real. All right, so anyway, thanks, Spirit, for that PSA. Let's move on. All right, they're saying that with that ideology and that proper alignment, sorry, not getting back into that, but I will. With that proper alignment, they say you and your team will start to do the resistance, right? You will start to break down those barriers, okay? Might be a little challenging, might be hard, but you'll get through it. You'll be breaking down those barriers, and in its wake, what you will do is you will start to promote a vision. Now, you won't necessarily be the one who will, let's address this also. For some of us, we think that when we break down walls, that we also should be the one to rebuild. That's not necessarily the case. You might be in there just to break down walls, break down institutions, and then move on and break down more. But there are people in place. There are people designed and people living. Let's show that card right here. See those souls there? There are people whose jobs are not to break down. That's your job. And those people, they will be activated once you break down those institutions, because their job will be to create the new vision. Their job will be to put the new regulations in place, to do the marketing, to the whatever, to be the outreach, to canvas, whatever it is that in any field that it is. It's a team effort, right? So please don't, that's another ego move. Sometimes we think that we're the ones who run this stuff. Like, I'm the one who started this. I opened this. I'm the ones who broke this down. So I should be the one to decide what this new world should look like. And sometimes it's not. You're not. And we have to respect that because, and this I think may be important for some of you who are listening who've already come to this point, and maybe you're having a little issue with in your life about accepting that role. Remember that there are people just like you've been trained before this lifetime and during this lifetime and in your sleep, God bless, you've been trained and you've received guidance and stuff on how to break down those institutions. There are people who their life's work is about building and creating. And they're just in the next phase of this same project. Because you know why? It's not about them. Just like it's not about you. It's about what God is trying to create. Or it's about what Source is trying to create. Or it's about whoever is trying to create on this earth, which is going to serve humanity and serve everybody. I see that humanity needs to raise up and change a lot of structures on the earth right now. This is a grand team effort that is multi-lifetime, multi-dimensional, multi-person. It's ego, completely ego, to think that you are the one who came up with this idea. You are the only one who can administer it. You are the one who gets to decide from the moment you get into the project how it should run for the rest of it. It just doesn't work that way. Okay? So I want you to know that, and I say that part with compassion. You can, I'm trying. You could hear the tone, the shift in tone, because I feel that some of you watching maybe need to hear this part about being able to let go, and be the accolades. Where are the accolades here? The accolades should be on the inside. Instead of thinking, yeah, I took those people down, think, wow, I was able to clear the way for this next group of people to take us a step closer to where our collective vision should be or could be. And I also want you to know that maybe the real vision of what it's actually going to turn into, because I'm feeling future here, may not be any of our lifetimes here, and maybe 4 generations from now. Okay, this is a project. It's a large-scale project. Okay, if that I'm seeing some of you getting lost here. You're like, wait, what? I'm seeing some of you getting lost here. I'm seeing these questions here. For some of you, the project that you'll be working on is going to have a long-reaching. It's not going to be done in your lifetime. Okay, it's not going to be finished in your lifetime. You're just part of the project of multi-lifetimes, and maybe you'll come back in a later generation to be part of it still. Who knows, right? Amen. That happens. But for some of you, I'm seeing that this is going to be a long-scale project that's going to last a few generations, maybe 4. And the eventual look of it is going to be reached in 4 generations. Oh, shoot, check that out, 4. All right, now here's an example, okay? Let me give you a good example, because you guys know I like to. Now, let's say that today you're looking at the issues with TSA. You're like, WTF, what the hell's going on, right? TSA in the States, right? Maybe you start chipping away, you start going after them, using, you're doing your research, looking at the laws on the books, blah, 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 and maybe you have a victory where something gets changed, or even more awareness is brought. The victory is not ours to decide, okay? So let's also get detached from the victory. Like, I want them to learn. No. Maybe your victory that you didn't know, your goal before you came in was just to raise awareness, okay? Could be that, and that alone. So please let God set your own victories and your own checkposts. Anyway, but maybe in God's time, the long-scale eventual vision would be to start having airports that have amazing regulation when it comes to the flying, when it comes to how they receive spaceships, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? And how they receive Uber helicopter taxis that are self-driving, where it just comes and it picks up that one person. You don't understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is you don't understand, some of you, that the vision is not yours to direct. Why? Because you may not know what the eventual vision is. The eventual vision may have to do with technologies, may have to do with a whole new different paradigm of living that is well beyond what we have here now. Okay? 4 or 5 generations ago, let's think of 4 generations ago. What were they doing? Was radio was there radio then? Now like somebody could just all the technology we have now, they wouldn't even believe it. It's like magic. It's like, wait, what? I can't even understand that. right? So think about 4 generations from now when tech is just speeding up. There are some things that some of you are working on in the institutions that we have today that are designed to become something so much more different, to accommodate so much more different. And so therefore my point is that you cannot be so married to directing how that new institution is built up, okay? So that's where I'm going to leave that. I hope that is clear for some of you, okay? Some of you get it, some of you may not, but that's okay, right? And let's move on. Oh my God, you can though. Just ask your angels. They're standing right next to you. All right, anyway, let's move on. I'm seeing that some of you here are going to have some heartbreaks along the way, okay? I do see that. Now, what are those heartbreaks? Could be leaving people behind, leaving groups behind. It could be losing freedoms, whatever it is that it's just part of the process. But I also see part of you have a sadness of not being able to reach the finish line. But again, remember I told you the finish line could be so far in the future. We don't know. And as I'm feeling that, I'm feeling this future so differently. I'm seeing jail systems completely changed. So I feel some of you listening to this, if this reaches you and resonates with you, you may even be moved to tears because part of you is like, I don't care to see that end. I just want to know it's going to be better than what it is now. And I'm feeling, yes, it's going to be better. How is it going to be better? I'm just going to throw some words out. I feel more extraterrestrial influence, the way we consider extraterrestrial today. I see greater runnings. I see different problems, of course. I see more tech. I see more humanity. I see more rehabilitation when it, for prisons, right, or whatnot. Of course, it depends on where in the world, but I feel like we're just going to take this giant leap. God bless, right? But I see that some of you may want to be part of that. So, maybe when you pass, you can think about if you can come back at that later time, right? Because time is or you can go into a past time, whatever. Time is not linear. I see some of you being sad as well because your mission takes you away from family. Maybe you won't be able to be with your children as much as you'd like to, right? But know you're creating a better life for them. And when children get older, hopefully they can get through that part of not having their mom and dad. And there's always that hump of like, well, why is it that my parent is more available to children around the world but not for their own, right? And hopefully once they master that lesson, they'll realize that it's mission takes us places, and that on a soul level they knew that when they were coming in. They might not remember it because kids are kids, God bless us, right? But that's their own journey, and they knew that would be part of the journey, right? I see some of you, and I gotta be honest, I see some of you getting into drugs. So some of you, please try to avoid that. Hold on, let me take, oh my gosh, this ant is now on my cup. Okay, hold on. I didn't drink the ant. He's alive, okay? He's alive. He's right there. Anyway, so yeah, some of you, I see that you may get into some mind alterings. Please don't use mission as an excuse to experiment, okay? Because I see some of you like, well, I want to connect with spirit. I need to know what I need to do more. So I'm gonna take these psychedelics, or no. I want to stop you right there. Yeah, you put that down. Yes, you. Please, that's another ego check, right? Getting a lot of ego checks in this video, which tells me a lot of you who are attracted to this video are really going to be going into some divine project, okay? Something. Do not use spirit as an excuse or mission as an excuse to get into mind-altering stuff. It's not. I just want to sit here and tell you, if this is you and you're like, oh shoot, I was thinking that. I want to let you know with full confidence that spirit is saying that ain't us. Okay? They're like, hey, that ain't us. That's you. All right? If you want to get into psychedelics, if you want to get into drugs, if you want to do that, own it. That's part of being in integrity. But please don't pawn that off on spirit. That's not them. Okay? So I just want to pull that out because we're uncovering as whatever they want to bring through. I think some of you are also a little sad because you think that you may have missed some opportunities in the past to make a real I'm feeling that some of you are feeling like a real letdown. That word's coming up. Some of you may feel like you're real let down because you feel like there was an opportunity for you to jump in and do something, be a part of a group and do something, take action, and it didn't work, and or you didn't do it and now you feel left out, or you whatever. I just want you to know that you're here watching this video. So if this video's here and it's resonating with you, there's still something for you to do. Sometimes we're removed from certain things for a purpose. Okay? Now, I just want to say that if it's because you got involved in drugs and all that stuff, it may not necessarily be that you were removed. Maybe you did go down a path, but you're still watching this video, that says it's not too late, right? There's always something. God can always find something for us to do. Okay, let go of the ego about thinking about how big you want that to be, and if it could have been this, no, just be like, what do you want me to do? All you needed to do is sign up. I'm here. What do you want me to do? I'm seeing also, God, how can I put this? I'm seeing also it looks like lobotomy or some kind of mental something with electrodes, electronic, something in the mind, in the brain. I think some of you may be, interesting. I'm picking up, okay, let's address this. I'm picking up that some of you may have had some mind-altering situation. I'm seeing maybe somebody messed with your mind. Maybe they, again, I don't want to say programming. And I think part of you is afraid that you're being watched. And you're afraid to get involved in these kinds of things anymore because, or you want to, but you're afraid that you've been compromised. Let's put it that way. Again, many people are dealing with many different situations out there. Let's see if Spirit has anything. Okay, got it. Thank you. So they're saying if that is your case, that's a validation, okay? If that is your case, then they will still find things for you to do to be part of the resistance. And they said it that way just to be lighthearted and humorous about it. Please know that if you're guided towards this reading, there is still something for you to do, even if it's just stuffing envelopes, okay? Hey, those envelopes have to be stuffed too, okay? There's no task too big and no task too small. All right? So for those of you who feel compromised in any way, like you're being watched, please know that there's still stuff you can do. All right? Let's see if there's anything else. I think some of you are concerned about your appearance. You're like, well, I have dreads, I have tattoos, I have this. No one's going to take me seriously. You are going to be directed, once again, the answer's the same, in the way that you need to be directed so that you can have the greatest impact. That's why we align with Spirit. We work with our guides because we can't see the forest. They see the forest. We just see the trees. And we only have our walkie-talkies. And some of us don't realize we have our walkie-talkies. But those of us who do, we know to connect. And from the forest, from the helicopter, they can be like, all right, you're coming up to a small pond. I don't want you to go off there. I want you to keep going. You might be a little thirsty a little bit longer, but you're going to come to the ocean, okay? So stuff like that. So it's all about allowing yourself to be guided. It doesn't matter. I'm hearing, what is that song? There's no case too big, no case too small. If you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Range, Chip and Dale's when there's danger. Okay, if you know what that song is, then you might be from my generation. That is Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. All right. So the point that they're saying is, we'll meet you where you're at. If you're, if you're here, and you're watching this video and you're like, wow, this seems cool. Yeah, it sounds like me. Then please don't worry about your perceived handicap, your perceived disadvantage. Okay? Your number one thing is to come with willingness, avoid the ego, trust. And if your only job is to sit there and drive a damn bus, then that's your job. And you know that you are being guided to do whatever it is you're doing. You surround yourself in the white light, amen, and you do the best of it as you can, okay? All right? Anyway, what else is there? You know what? May I say something? Yes, I may, because my video. I remember that I was working at a school years ago, and it was intake day, welcoming new students into the place. And my job that they gave me, a full-fledged teacher after having a master's, all the 2 masters actually, but whatever, that's not a big deal. That's neither here nor there. I'm like, okay, I want to interface with new students, could bring them in, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, can you go downstairs and direct traffic? Because the students might get lost in the alleyway. I was like, what? In my mind. Because I wanted the job. I liked the job, right? And I was like, are they mad? Are these people crazy? First of all, I don't want to go downstairs. I want standing outside with a sign. Like, who does that? That's not what I want to do. Anyway, but I did it. And I was downstairs and I was connecting with my angels, because what better to do when you're just standing and doing nothing? And we were talking, I was like, yeah, you know what? That's right. I'm going to surround myself with a white light, and I'm just going to be the best little sign person I can be. And as I did that, I just imagined visualizing myself all blitzed out with this golden, aura and all that stuff. And then some homelessly looking guy, God bless, walked by. And, LA, come on, right? He walked by and he was like, wow, look at you, looking all bright with all your golden energy. I was like, oh, he saw me. And in that moment, I realized, ego check, okay? Maybe, just maybe, I needed to be there to be able to meet students. Maybe some of them were afraid, maybe to have that connection in that moment so that he can show me that, yes, my visualizations, when I visualize things, they actually are real. Maybe somebody needed to walk by and see me like beaming that early in the morning. It was really early. Who knows? So if your job is just to stuff envelopes, maybe you have to realize that's not just your little job, okay? So some of you maybe, is in this card, to wrap up this card, some of you may be thinking that what you're doing is too small. Like, I'm just a librarian, and we all know librarians are extremely powerful behind the scenes, but anyway, I'm just a bus driver, I'm just a valet, whatever it is that you think to yourself is a small job, and I want to do something, but I've never been done anything, I'm just a housewife, a house husband, a lawnmower, you know what I mean. Whatever it is that you are, the point is, Spirit is saying you are doing what you need to do to be of service. And we see the forest, we're up in the helicopter, and we see that without you, certain things, certain tracks, certain trajectories can't happen for people who are doing these all glitzy moves, right? The quarterback can't do his job if other people aren't doing their job. Do you see? So I want to bring you less heartbreak about this situation. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this over. Yeah. Okay. So you guys understand there are no small players in what we do. The angel's saying that, the guide's saying that, I'm saying that. Okay. Anyway. So let's see what these cards say over here. Let me move over. Okay. Okay, thank you, Spirit. They're saying, let's move it over so you guys can see too, because you guys are super awesome and intuitive. Get over. So they're saying here that you're going to be making magic. They're saying, look at that. That's you helping to break down, helping to rebuild, helping to invigorate, reinvigorate, whatever it is that's going on. When you align yourself with Spirit, oh, thank you. There's some of you have a fear, and I understand this. Oh, sorry, I had my heat running, so that this probably sounds better. Some of you have a fear of being caught up in the stuff that you're trying to transform. What does that mean? Maybe you're trying to, for example, you're trying to work with gangs. Maybe you're trying to clean up with drug stuff, and you're afraid that you're going to get caught up in that. Some of you are trying to really make some change in certain war-torn areas, whatever, and you're afraid that you're going to get caught up in that. But look at this person. They're working with Spirit. They're hovering above that. Feet are off the ground, okay? Heads engaged, all right? So please trust and have hope that you're going to be taken care of. They're asking me to show you, see this? They're showing this is possibility. They're showing how could you be able to see up here in these clouds without being elevated. Thank you, Spirit. Beautifully said. Wow. Let's say that again. How can you be able to see up here what's going on in these clouds without you being elevated? The point I'm saying is that they are saying you are well taken care of. Amen. Let's keep that here. for you to be able to have the perspective that you're seeing, that you're having, that macro perspective, that means you're not in the middle of it. There is a certain sense of elevation to you that you're able to look down upon it and see it for what it is. All right, so they're saying, not look down on, by the way, not egotistically, but look upon it and be able to see it for what it is. So they're saying, please trust that you have the legitimacy, thank you, that you need to not get caught up in that, to not, you're good. They're also saying that, look at you, also elevated here above this earth on this timing. They say timing is going to be for you. They're going to say trust in timing. For you guys, it's very important, because I think there are many times you'll be like, I want, I want this to be faster, I want this to be slower, they're saying trust the timing and for what it is, because there's so many players involved in this. Look at all these players involved in making this come to fruition, okay? To making this, see, this is the world, this is the ending, to bringing an end to whatever it is that you're trying to break down. There's so many players. You're not the only one. They're saying extraterrestrials, human beings, oh, thank you. This is something I don't understand, and part of me doesn't want to yet, but mindset authorities, they're saying. Human beings, extraterrestrial mindset authorities. Some of you know what that means. Good, go for it. There are many people involved. As I said that, I saw some of you who know what that means. You're like sitting a little proud. God bless you. Let's look at you. Cute. Bing. You're like, yay, I know that. Right? Whoever you are, you guys are in it. Everyone's in it to win it. Please, please, please arrest any egos if you're going to be doing something with spirit, because there are so many people aligned in this project. You have no idea. If you knew the humility that you would have to this, that you would bring to this project would be so huge. Okay, so yeah, because I'm definitely seeing extraterrestrials going there. Okay, time crossers, a lot of people, anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that. So they're saying yes, and they're affirming that they're going to be partnerships, okay? Partnerships, some of which we don't understand, okay? So let's try to reserve judgment, okay? Everyone's chipping away at this. Why? What's our vision? Our vision is to create a better functioning society on the whole, they're saying, so that we can accommodate more of these travelers into our beings, okay, yeah, into our beings, into this world, into what we're trying to create, okay? All right, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, anyway, so that goes to show you again, the vision is so beyond. I also want to address that, into our beings, yeah, because for a minute I'm like, oh, I don't like that, but what they're trying to say is that there are higher aspects of ourselves that want to come in, which makes total sense to me. You could be on many you think you just incarnate on Earth? That's a lie. This isn't your first rodeo. You have been to other planets. You've done this on other planets. A lot of you have done this on other planets, indigos. You go in, you're the demolition crew. You go in, you break down, you do your thing, you leave, you go somewhere else, you break down, you do your thing, you leave, right? Those forms that you were, those spirit beings that you were, those other species that you were, those are still part of you. Those are other aspects of yourself. All right. So as you grow and you evolve as a spirit, you quote unquote integrate those parts of you. We always talk about stepping into our higher selves. What do you think that is? We always talk about aligning with spirit, aligning with who we are. What do you think that is? That's you holding more presence. So all these people, like I always say, Nelson Mandela, God bless, right? Have you ever thought, like, if I had a chance to sit with someone of that caliber, like have dinner with that person, what would I say? You might find that a lot of the questions you would ask would be some bullshit ass questions. Sorry for my language, but you'd be like, oh, that's not a good enough question. I need to come up with something deep to ask this person, because I only have one dinner with them and I want to make sure that I actually get something out of it. It's too big of an event to be like, what did you feel when you were in jail? What did you feel when they said? No, we don't need those kind of questions. Go read a book about him to find out, right? And then it hits you, holy moly, I'm not deep enough to have a question to ask this person. And that's when you realize that when you go into the presence of someone like that, you get quiet and you ask, what would you like to tell me? Okay? And that's the humility that we will have once we realize who we really are. We start to realize we maybe have what we're contributing may not be that much. We need to be more in a state of receptivity, because there are higher aspects of us that know more than, they know what we know and more. Okay, so in that case, we listen, and then we help below us, right? Thank you, Spirit. They're saying, yeah. So we think about someone like Nelson Mandela, who's been through it. He's probably been through so many lifetimes, been up and down, in and out, different forms, different whatever, to the point that, when he comes onto this earth, it's just to teach. Like, damn, okay. Yeah, he's experiencing too, but whoa, and let's just teach. And we just listen, right? So anyway, and that's not to say anyone is better than us. We're not better than anyone else. It's just a matter of understanding that we seek first to understand and then to be understood, okay? So that's another lesson in arresting the ego. God bless us, right? So they're saying that you will have partnerships available for you. You will have people for you, right? So anyway, guys, yeah, big project, okay? If this resonates with you, big project, but ego is something we're working on. Anyway, so let's keep going. Okay. Just those last few cards. Let me take a look. Yeah. Ha, got it. Okay. Let's look at this card. It's the Death card. In the background, you see these pillars there. See these pillars there? You're going to have to make peace with the death of old institutions in your life and around you. But I also see you making peace with death, because you know what? You've moved away from this institution, and you've come over and you're like, hi, death, here's some flowers, let me on your horse. And he's going to take you and help you bring destruction, and I don't want to say destruction. Build awareness around the things that need to be changed in society. The horse just looked at me. He's like, "What? No, I want to bring death." I'm like, "What? Okay, horse. You can be there too. Okay, I'm just trying to soften it. Okay, geez. This horse is gangster, right?" So, bring awareness to what needs to be changed in society, and so that we can bring a death, God bless, to the things that no longer serve us, the things that serve to hold us back, and and so we can. And lay a foundation that is in the light, because it's upon the light that we want to build, okay? So upon the light that we want to rebuild. Yeah, I see that some of you guys will meet your twins along this journey. God bless us. I see that some of you, well, either way, some of you will, God bless, okay. Some of you may not meet your twin along the way, but some of you will work alongside your twin, who will be somewhere else in the world, or somewhere else on some other plane or something, helping, because I see the two of you back here. Okay, so some of you may not actually actively, can you guys see these little trees? But I see that you're working alongside each other. So you're working collectively on this project, maybe in the same, on Earth, but in different places. Maybe you'll never meet, right? Or on different planes. You're on Earth, they're somewhere else, right? You'll never meet, but they're working with you. There's always a connection, right? I see some of you will be working with your twins here on this Earth, right? But either way, this is an affirmation of partnership, having the people that you need in your life, okay? I see that for a lot of you, it's almost like you have this on your, I almost said you have this possession, right? You have this part of you where it's like, I'm not going to celebrate until this has been taken care of, until this new thing is rebuilt, until this thing is broken down. But I want you to know, yes, thank you, soldiers, right? But I want you to know that celebrate your victories. And I see that you will celebrate your victories along the way. See, here's a victory that you're celebrating for yourself. Here's a victory, here's a victory, here's a victory. But you're not letting that define you. You're saying that your real definition will come when this long scale, large scale project is complete. For some of you, you might have been working on this for a few lifetimes, okay? And in between lives, you maybe have been on the other side. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that as you've incarnated here, you're only bringing in a little bit of yourself, a little bit of this knowledge to chip away at. But I think on the other side, you've been doing it, okay? Working on it. Because they're working on it too. They're helping us. Okay. Let's check out these last 3 cards. Hold on. You could look too while I look. Let me set you up to look first, and then let me look. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, there it's your mission statement. I arrived from God. Oh, can you guys see? I arrived. I love this card. It's so great. Anyway, I arrived from God to help create this vision for future generations. And I'm not going to stop until I tear down everything that I came here to tear down. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here for you. Now, I know I'm using words like tear down. I know I'm using words like destruction. But I want you to know that yes, you can tear things down, but you can do it in a nice pair of pants. You can do it in a suit. Some of you may be stationed. Let's put stationed. Some of you may be stationed to do this tearing down, this chipping away from within the institution itself, within an actual institution where you are dressed to impress. You got to wear a tie to work, all sorts of stuff. Again, please remember that there is no case too big, no case too small. It's a collective effort. They're saying that when you surrender, when you surrender to the higher self, to the higher mission, check it out. You will be, where is it? You will be in alignment, okay, with your higher self. This is you on the left. You came down to earth, you came to get it done. This is you on your counterpart on the other side, right? Working it out, okay? So you'll always be along mission as long as you align yourself with this higher self, with spirit, okay? So they're saying that this is a calling. This is a calling for you. If you're directed to this video, this is a calling for you, okay? And it's interesting because, I mean, I know it's weird, right? Because I never know what's going to come through. And Virgo always seems to be my project place where I somehow. But if you're interested and you have a project, you want to do a personal reading with me, hit me up, because I think I've said this to my Virgo crowd before based on another Virgo reading that I've done in the past. But I do any kind of reading that God asks me to do, but my primary purpose, I feel, is to work with people who have to do divine projects. So I have a reading, Stepping into Mastery. It's something where people who end up ordering that one, they usually end up having some project come in for them or something they have to do, right? So if this is you and you're interested, feel free, right? But I see that also for some of you may have been working towards this, and maybe you're still waiting to have that big, not payoff, but that big moment where it's like, yes, the ball's rolling, right? So I want to tell you to not worry, because divine timing, where do I want to put this? Okay, maybe here, I don't know. Divine timing is at work. Some of you may be wanting to walk away. Bless you, don't walk away. Look at that dolphin. That's the dolphin. The dolphin's like, hey man, where you going? We're not done yet. But you may think you're walking away, but I'm here to show you with this card, it's a cycle that you're walking away from, because you're walking away from these glasses, but now look at you, you're looking up at the sky. Maybe it's time for you to receive new orders, right? Maybe you know on some level that what you were just dealing with, you're done with that stage and you're walking away, but you think you're walking away. You're like, I'm done with this. But that dolphin's like, oh, honey, you are not done. You think you're done, but you're never done. The dolphin's cute though. Anyway, so last thing I'm going to say is that they want you to keep the vision in mind, that you're doing it for future generations, you're helping people, and you're helping yourself in many ways, okay? Some of you are training for even better, even bigger projects, off-world meaning on other planets, and so let's make the present moment awesome, okay? And for some of you, embrace the changes, okay? Some of you may be not willing to embrace changes, but they're saying that just a little change, pun intended, oh, that's money. Anyway, just a little change goes a long way. What's the little change? They're bringing it back to us. Bam, changing your perception. When you change your perception, they're saying, bam, you step into mastery, okay? All right? Bing! All right, thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Wow. One other reading was only 17 minutes for April, but this one's long. Now you see why I've given up on pre-reading, because as our girl Georgia Brown said, ain't nobody got time for that, okay? All right. Anyway, so thank you guys. Mwah. I will see you later. Bye.